Good afternoon, everyone. No, it's still morning. It's about 10:30, 11 o'clock. Anyway, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the City of Healing, where the city resides within. This is your sister, Senator Angela. Just wanted to come forth and remind us now that the weather and the temperatures are high enough to get out and ground yourself. In other words, get your feet in the sand, get your feet in the grass, get your feet in the dirt, get your hands, the palms of your hands in the dirt, in the sand, and help basically balance your body to pull out toxins from the body. Also, I have grounding mats that I use anywhere that I'm sitting in my home. I use those to, especially if I'm near a computer, to help draw off those extra toxins from the body as well, so that the blue rays emitting from the computers or wherever I'm sitting aren't actually absorbing inside of my body. So it's so very, very important to ground yourself, because the body is basically full of toxins, as we know, and a lot of positive energy, and the ground is negative, so that helps calibrate or even out the positivity or electrons in your body, so that it can basically balance your body, heal your body, and basically make you feel better. I know sometimes, especially when I was having a lot of anxiety, or if your mood is off, or if you're not feeling yourself, if you go out and walk barefoot, or if you go in your backyard and walk barefoot for about 30 minutes, for me, it helped very well with basically recalibrating myself and making me feel so much better. It's very good for also just basically making sure that, you're not necessarily holding in a lot of toxins. And basically, as we know, the sun basically emits, these rays that only the ground can basically withstand. So we can kind of like cheat in that way, in that we can basically pull this type of energy not only from the sun but from the ground as well when we walk barefoot. So if you haven't tried it, I know a lot of people live in the cities and they don't really have a lot of ground or dirt or anything. But, if you go to the park, well, be careful where you do go to walk or ground yourself, because not every place is created equally, because there's a lot of toxins, depends on where you are, and maybe sharp objects or whatever. But there are a lot of toxins in a lot of places when you think of going different places. So you really have to know where you're going to walk, because all places are not created equal. My backyard is great. As I mentioned before, I know this because I have bees and all kinds of animals that like to eat my plants, whatever, in my backyard. So my ground is very much so a very good source of good energy where I can actually recalibrate and balance myself when I walk barefoot. And sometimes, you know, neighbors would tell you that I walk the neighborhood barefoot as well sometimes, but you have to be careful about that as well, because the ground, when it's really hot like this, is, you know, can very much so um, harm your skin on the bottom of your feet. And that's what I wanted to basically come forth and share, is basically reminding us to walk barefoot. Now that, like I said, the temperatures are warmed up, I don't do a lot of grounding. I don't during the winter and fall times because it's a different type of energy. And I remember when I used to do that, I always, next day or something is off and I'll get uh, a cold like symptom. So I didn't even try to do that this year. But, you know, make sure that you're careful. Make sure the temperature where you are is correct, because whatever the ground is withholding in, whatever germs are there, you're going to absorb it through your feet, because the feet it has thousands of pores and draws up everything, you know, including toxins and bacteria and viruses. So that's one way you can pick up germs as well. So just caution to that. Anyway, I just wanted to remind us, that's what I'm getting ready to do, some grounding. And I advise you to do the same thing. Take care.